All right, everybody, welcome back. We are back.
I just found it so funny.
Season, I don't know what season. Season 5, I think? I think it's season 5.
Oh, it's the start of a new season.
Yeah, let's do it because September was the launch of the podcast 2 years ago.
September
2-year-old baby.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2022. 2022.
I don't know.
2023.
Shall I check Instagram?
2022. No,
2021. 2021.
2021, yes.
September 2021.
Yes. So the podcast is a 2-year-old baby. Yay! I don't know, send us some wishes of good health.
Wishes of good health and no natural disasters.
True. Because recently we had summer holiday, we went traveling, and then when we came back, we got deeply sick.
It was like, welcome home, because this basically is our home now.
Death.
Welcome home. Yeah. Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Death.
Yes.
Leave. Go back to wherever you went.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not welcome.
It was just
overwhelming.
Because I started working again, you know, the new year started at school.
Yeah.
And it always happens. Oh, when you trap too many kids in the same place, they start sneezing at each other, they start coughing at each other, all the teachers got sick.
Yeah.
I got sick.
And
all the kids keep coming to school
your
sick.
immune systems haven't synced up again, right? Because before you're with each other every day, so you all share the same bacteria and illnesses, and you eventually build up quite a strong immune system. And then you go away for summer holiday and you're by yourself, and the kids are also just with their own families.
And I don't need to talk that much
or
at all. Perks of living alone. I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
For the whole day.
What? Oh, apart from the camera.
Woo.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So yeah, if my voice sounds a bit weird, is that because I have bronchitis?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme? I got bronchitis.
No.
I need to find it, so maybe you can like put it on the screen at that point. But it's a really popular meme, and it's a woman, and she says, "I got bronchitis."
I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
But but her voice is way more raspy than mine, so it sounds better.
Yeah.
It sounds more bronchitis-y. Yeah. But I think you sound all right for somebody with bronchitis.
For me, it's just also my nose is a bit, you know, stuffed. So I feel like my voice is more nasal than usual. So I don't like that. And also my ears, I can't hear well.
Yes.
Because it all comes together. So right now when I'm sick, I can't hear well.
Yeah.
I'm like inside my head.
I think the ears is the worst thing, personally.
Yeah.
Because last week I had COVID, and but last week I had COVID, I was fine. It was the week before I had COVID, I had the flu. And I was COVID negative. And then when I had COVID, I was fine. Yeah. But when I had the flu, the worst thing for me was, well, obviously the phlegm's really annoying. The cough is like, whatever, I'm fine with the cough. The runny nose, really annoying, constantly blowing your nose. But the worst thing is your ears constantly popping and then it's like stuffing up again. And you never know, am I going to be able to hear today or not?
I have not been able to hear for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like...
Also, your ears control your balance. So if your ears are blocked, then you feel dizzy and out of balance, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I'm like at school teaching like, "Hello, children," because I can't hear myself.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Speak louder. Hey. So yeah.
Like an old person with an ear trumpet.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. And then you also suffered another injury.
Well, no, we went to see the Barbie movie in TST. And after that, we were both wearing open-toe heels. You were, right? I was. We walked from the cinema in K11, not K11 Art Mall, K11 Musea, which is further out. And we were like, yeah, it's a warm evening, but it's like cooled down a little bit. Yeah, we can walk to the Mexican restaurant. We walked to this Mexican restaurant. All the while, I had already I had cut my toenails, and I had cut it, I think, a little bit too short. So I was starting to have an ingrown toenail where the nail, which I have often, like I'm quite easily susceptible to toenail problems, and yeah, the ingrown toenail was already a thing, and I wore open-toed shoes in TST, and it had been raining possibly the previous day, or it was just a very humid night, I remember.
It was.
And I don't remember ever stepping in any puddles or anything, but clearly some dirty something from the TST floor, wherever that was, what part of TST, I don't know, got into the cut from my ingrown toenail and caused me to have a bacterial toenail infection, which then I left and I went on like a nearly 20-hour journey to the UK.
Yep.
And I kept my foot in my shoe. I walked around London for 2 days, and I arrived at my grandparents' house. I took off my sock and I was like, what the hell happened to my toe? And since then it's not changed. It's still the same. The infection is now in the toe, and I was on antibiotics to stop it from getting into the bone, because once it goes into the bone, it's like bye-bye toe, and also it could go through your entire bloodstream.
My God.
So yeah.
And the surgery is scheduled for?
Yeah, the 6th of June, 2025. That's the state of Hong Kong public hospitals.
Wow. Can you imagine? They know how serious it is, and the next available date is in 2 years.
Yeah, I can't. I got the letter today. I rang them today as well, because I'm like, hi, you said you would call me in 3 days after the appointment, which they never did. You said you would call me, but you never did. And then I'm like, I received an SF package, not my stuff, unfortunately. And otherwise I would be like, oh yay, like every time I get a package. Christmas. But yeah, no. And I was like, I'll check the mailbox. They had put it in the mailbox below me, so for the ground floor. Nobody lives on the ground floor, so why would I look there? And also, why would I look there? Not my address.
You looked for like an accident, you know?
Yeah, I just caught it. I caught a glimpse and I saw the logo, like the same logo used for all the hospitals. Yeah. The hospital authority logo. And I'm like, oh shit, that's mine. And I looked at it and I opened it and I'm like, yes, my appointment. And I saw it in red pen, 6/6/25. And I'm like, no, that must be a mistake. I opened up the form and I looked at the other form with a stamped date, 6/6/25. I'm like, I'm not gonna have any toe left by then. What are you gonna operate on?
Right?
I might not even have a foot by then. A body.
Myself.
I'll be dead by then. What the hell?
That's horrible.
Yeah, no, I can't believe it.
But I'm also curious, like, okay, so your surgery is for the toe. I don't know how serious they treat it. Like, do they think it's really serious or not? Because, you know, some people maybe need a heart surgery. I don't know. If it's like the same line, is it the same queue? Are you queuing up for all the surgery people, or are you queuing up behind people also for the toe surgery? Like, what is the line?
Well, the line must be pretty long, because that particular section that I got an appointment for, that area of the hospital is orthopedics, which I don't know what orthopedics is. I don't know what that means. I don't know hospital words.
I think it's all.
I think it's all to do with the foot. Like orthopedics, traumatology, which has got to be many people. Like traumatology has got to be like massive losses of blood or something like that, right? Trauma sort of surgeries, I'm not sure.
Well, something like broken limbs or something.
Yeah, exactly. And pediatrics. That's children. And they've grouped it all into the same. Orthopedics, traumatology, and pediatrics is all the same section of the hospital. And there's so many kids here.
Yeah.
And they'll definitely put kids before me.
Well, that's the T, my darling. There is not a lot of kids in Hong Kong because this week, all of a sudden, there has been a flood of news about particular schools closing down.
Yes.
I've seen like maybe four articles about 4 different schools closing down in the near future, like the next few years, because they don't have any enrollments and they don't have enough students to support themselves, so they're closing down. And they are blaming the immigration. A lot of people leaving. Well, a lot of people left.
A lot of people left.
That's for real. Yeah. And low birth rates in Hong Kong.
I don't know about that, but also like Does anybody have space to birth any more children? Or time to birth any children?
No, but in this economy?
No, in this economy.
And in this political situation?
Yeah, I think every country is experiencing the same thing.
I think so, I think. But because before, you know, in Hong Kong, there were so many people, so many students. So now we had so many schools.
Yeah.
And now some of the schools, they're just falling off.
For sure, it is like that. It's like every corner, there's a school.
Yeah.
Secondary school,
like
primary school, kindergarten.
You know? Like 7-Eleven.
There really is about as much schools as 7-Elevens. Yeah.
So now... struggles.
I always wondered when I first came here, I was thinking, I'll always have a job because, I mean, I don't want to always have a job in schools.
Yeah.
But I'll always have a job because there's so many schools. And then now it's kind of scary. There's so many schools that are closing. And also there's people coming over from, I don't know about Russia, but there's people coming over from South Africa and not really so many people coming over from the UK anymore.
No.
Not really.
I just recently also saw on Twitter, because that's, Twitter. X. Sorry, X. So I saw the statistics of who is moving in to Hong Kong recently. China.
Oh, yeah. Mainland.
And the rest is like this much.
Yeah.
And this much is for
Well,
China.
I also saw that the China is gonna speedline, is that the word? I'm not sure. Streamline the visa process for people who want to get a visa to go to China as well. So they're making it really easy for people to go in and out of China and Hong Kong, but the rest of the world is kind of they're over Hong Kong now. They're over it. They're like, nah.
It's not the same anymore.
No, it's not.
So even the school that I work at right now, we are also a little bit on the struggle bus side because before I even worked here, they told me that, you know, in the afternoon they have as many classes as in the morning.
Yeah.
But last year I started working there, so the morning all the classrooms are full. We have 9 classrooms, so 9 classes, right? But in the afternoon, only 3. K1, K2, and K3.
9 and 3, that's a big difference.
9 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This year, we couldn't enroll any K1s for the afternoon.
For the afternoon? So you have
Not
2 classes?
We have only 2 classes in the afternoon.
You still have 9 in the morning?
Morning still 9, but like 17, 18 kids.
Yeah, that's not
a lot.
No.
And then in the afternoon, only 2 classes. The previous year, K2,
is
now K3, and 0 K1. So next year, if we cannot enroll any K1s, we will only have 1 class in the afternoon.
So they don't need as many teachers, which is scary.
Which is scary because,
I know you don't want to be a teacher next year, but
I know, but still, like, need to earn some coin.
It's quite difficult to,
And then, you know, the next year, there might be no classes in the afternoon at all.
Yeah.
Because didn't enroll anybody.
Didn't enroll any,
Yeah, because even in the morning, the K1 classes that they enrolled this year, 17, 18 kids in classroom. Damn. We used to have 27 kids.
Yeah, we did.
In the class.
30 illegally. You're not supposed to have 30 in a class because the classrooms are too small. But
I had 27 pre-nursery kids, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, woo!
Yeah.
That was...
I had 30 K3, which is a bit better than having 27 pre-nursery.
Exactly.
But still a lot of kids in one very, very small classroom.
But now the things are not looking so positive.
No. Well, I mean, it is definitely the same worldwide that we're in kind of a gigantic crisis. But because Hong Kong is so small, we all feel it very strongly.
Yeah, I think so.
Everything around you. Well, we're so close to everything and everybody, and every business is next to each other. So no matter what industry you're in, you're gonna find out about the crises in all the other industries because Hong Kong is just so friggin' small.
And right now, the K1s that we're teaching, they're literally the COVID babies. They were born during the COVID, when the COVID started. And previous year K1, they were also the COVID babies. They were literally 1 year old at 2020, they were 1 year old when it was 2020. So they're literally like brought up in the COVID times. And of course, probably, during COVID times, people were having more babies, I guess, but maybe, now,
I don't know. Because they're like, we know we can stay at home. Yeah. We can work from home, so we can.
But now, I think, no. Aftermath of that pandemic is crazy.
Yeah.
It's
because
crazy.
everybody, we lost a couple of years of our life, so now we're trying to live, like really live.
I truly believe so. I think I was mentally affected because when I was having my birthday in July, I was like, oh, how old am I turning? I was like, 27? I should be 28. And then I was like, 29.
Yeah.
I completely scraped 1 year of my life.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Like almost 2 years of my life. In my brain, they don't exist. I'm like, oh, I'm still 27. I'm turning 28.
No, we've forced ourselves to forget those years because they were just so crap.
Well, nothing happened.
Yeah, no, nothing happened. Yeah, nothing memorable happened because everything was closed. I mean, we never had lockdown, but that still didn't mean that everything else around Hong Kong wasn't.
But the whole city was like not alive. Yes.
Yeah. Even now, only now, after COVID, are they trying to revive the nightlife by having these night markets.
Yeah.
Which I think sounds quite fun, honestly.
No, but I think I didn't read much into it. But what I read briefly is that they will implement those night markets to kind of like, you know, hype up the people to hang out at night again, so the city is alive. Because before, Hong Kong was alive at night. It was a 24-hour city.
And it was so
now,
fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And now you go to a shopping mall and the shops are literally closed at 8.
Yeah.
People finish work at 6.
Yeah.
And everything is closed at 8.
Yeah.
So when are you supposed to even live life?
Also Mongkok, when I first came here, me and he was my boyfriend, but now my husband, we would go to Mongkok and we would stay there until 11, 12, eating street food, go get some drinks. Now in Mongkok, they have a rule where everything needs to be closed by 10, 11. That was a COVID rule that still is in effect. And they're saying like, you also need to let us serve after 11 p.m. because the people want to go back to Mongkok and experience what we did 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't even know how long ago it is. I forgot what
time is. I don't know.
Time is not even important anymore.
So what I read about that new program, about that night market, is that they will have some stalls selling food, of course, street food, which is good. Yeah. But some of them will be selling souvenirs.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I'm like, you want Hong Kong people to be encouraged to hang out more at night, but
I love Hong Kong.
Yeah, but do you want Hong Kong people to buy souvenirs from Hong Kong? Well, that's a bit weird.
If it's like what would you call it? Like a handmade market where people are selling their own handmade things like jewelry and pet things.
But it's always overpriced and shitty.
Yeah, always. But I think that's better than general Hong Kong souvenirs. But also the new things that they're trying to launch to entice tourists. $100 for dinner. They're trying to give people $100 dinner coupons, but Hong Kong is the same as everywhere else now. It's still cheap to eat out compared to the UK. Oh my God, we'll have another episode about that. But it's not cheap enough to get a decent, like a nice meal in a nice restaurant for $100.
$100 is like a meal in a very cheap
it's like
local place.
A cafe de coral. Yeah. Like a McDonald's. No, McDonald's you can probably get a two.
Because right now we went for dinner to have pasta, and one dish is the cheapest one is 90.
Yeah.
It's already the $100.
So you get your pasta, but you don't have any. You have to drink the tap water with your pasta.
Yeah, but then it also 10% service charge, and it's more than $100 already.
I see the government doing these things with good intention, and I'm thinking, that's great. It's good. You're doing at least something, but it's kind of like swing and a miss.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this city is just not the same. Not the same.
It wants to be.
It wants to be.
And we want it to be.
Yeah,
but it's not there yet.
But let's see how it goes. Yeah. The rest of the world is a shit show anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Well, what are we losing?
We was romanticizing Europe and whatever. Like, can't wait to leave Hong Kong.
But still, going to Europe as a tourist is like lovely. I had a good time.
I had a good time. No, I had a good time. Yeah. But it's like,
But then I'm like crossing out places where I would move, and I'm like, I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know.
Germany, no, never.
Budapest?
It looks...
The salary is probably really low.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. So yeah, after we came back from our trips, not only we got brutally sick, but also Hong Kong was...
Still sick.
And still sick.
Still sick.
Because it's really hard to get rid of it for some weird reason. Hong Kong decided to kill itself.
I don't know.
Disappear from the planet. I don't know. What was that?
I think it was...
It's the wettest September in the history of Hong Kong.
And usually we don't have typhoons until kind of like October?
No, I think September. In October, we already don't
maybe
have
it's
them.
already gone.
It's already gone.
Yeah.
August, September,
September.
it's like typhoon season.
Yeah.
And this time...
But I remember August being wetter than September. So why is September still so wet?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this time we had a typhoon coming and...
That was the day after I landed.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Oh, crazy.
But that one wasn't so bad. Do you remember we had one and it was T8, but also it was like, what T8?
Yeah, you
That
you
first
can't see
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had like T8 on Friday. It started on Friday, right?
Yeah, it was a Friday. It was a Thursday night. But when we woke up on Friday, it was like we were living in a different universe.
It was
basically.
crazy. So basically, the last time we had T10, which is like the highest.
Yes. Was 2018, right?
Was 2018.
Yeah.
It was a very crazy one. I remember I had to go to work the next day to that kindergarten where we
did as
worked.
well, and there was trees all in the street.
And
right?
it was like everything was falling on the floor.
Yeah.
The buses were not coming, and we were still asked to go to school. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna walk then.
That was called Mangkut.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was wild.
The last time it was 2018, and now we had another one.
Yeah,
T10, which is not very common. But comparing to what happened after that, you think? Later. So this T10, even though it was, raised to the highest bar, it was still like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing videos of things like flying away.
Well,
because in 2018 we had so many videos, things literally got destroyed.
The side of buildings just flew off.
Yes. So this time we had T10, but it was relatively like, okay, some places they were flooded, but they always get flooded because they are very low and they're next to the water. So it was kind of like expected.
Yeah.
My balcony was completely fine. Nothing flew away. It was like very swoosh, swoosh, windy. You could hear it. You could hear like things like...
Oh, there was lots of leaves flying about and trees were kind of doing their little dance.
Oh, there was one crazy video of a girl walking at night and she got pushed by the wind.
Yes, but was that Thursday night or Friday night?
I don't remember.
Because I remember the worst of it was Friday night to Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then all of Saturday was, well...
Yeah, so more or less, I mean, we didn't get to go to work.
No.
I was just chilling at home and I had some food prepared because, they kind of tell you that, oh, it's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a bad typhoon. Prepare some food. So I bought some food and I was just like snacking, cooking, just laying in bed, like, having the best time. But then a week later, also on Friday,
Oh, it was a week later.
It was a week later.
It was a whole week
It was
later.
just a week later. It was just a week later.
Yeah, but also, it was just a week later, but a week later, you'd kind of... That's why it took us off guard.
Yeah.
Because it was a week later.
Yeah. So a week later, once again on Friday, we come back home. I went to yoga that day.
But there wasn't any news about it being so bad.
No. Definitely. There were... Typhoon, we were prepared. They were feeding us information that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we are ready.
Yeah.
And then the next Friday, nothing. No information. There is nothing on the app. No information saying like, oh, prepare for the apocalypse.
I don't even remember the storm track being
No. There was no. I think there was a storm track, but
it looked
was
like
far
it was
away from
far
us.
away. Yeah.
So we didn't think that it will affect us in any way. So the whole week was a bit rainy. It was rain here and there.
Yeah.
And then that day I went to work. After work I went to yoga. And when I came back home, it started raining, and I was like, ooh, that's a heavy rain.
Yeah.
Then I look, it's a amber rain, which is like the first level.
Yeah.
And then 30 minutes later.
Yep. Red rain.
Red rain. And I was like, that's very close to each other.
Yep.
Another 30 minutes later, black rain, which is like the heaviest.
And that's biblical rain.
And it's a biblical rain.
Yeah.
I don't think we had a lot of black rains before.
No,
I don't really remember.
No.
Red rain, yes, sometimes.
Yeah, and amber
is the
also
usual.
quite common.
But the red one and black one is like, wow, super rare. So when it was raised to black rain, I looked outside my window and I looked at my balcony because when it is typhoon, you roll up your balcony.
Yeah, because
tent,
the wind is
going to be too strong; it will get broken. So my tent was rolled up, and I was just like, oh, whatever. And then it was black rain. I look outside, and my balcony is swimming. And I was like,
me too.
oh my god, and I need to go all the way to the end of the balcony to get to the thing that rotates the tent out.
But also the rain wasn't falling like linearly.
Yeah,
it was horizontal rain.
Yeah,
so you go outside and you're being absolutely
and also
soaked
because just a week ago we had typhoon. I didn't have time to clean the balcony. Of course it had like a lot of small rubbish. It had a lot of leaves and everything, and I was just like, oh, there's no typhoon coming. I will clean it eventually. Doesn't matter, because the drain hole is like this small.
Yes,
the drain is like this tiny.
Why so small?
I don't know. I don't know. It's this small.
It's a very wet country. We literally have a rainy season.
Exactly.
But the balcony drains are
this small.
Like a bath drain size. Yeah.
So it's this tiny, and of course there's some leaves stuck to it and stuff, and then I know that it's not going away, and the water is not going away, and the rain is getting crazier. Slowly. So I tried to step on my balcony wearing my rubber slippers, and I was drenched.
Yeah.
I was like stepping into the puddle.
Like wading through it.
Yes.
Paddling.
Yes. So I thought, okay, maybe I will not.
Yeah.
And then I was just like sitting on my bed thinking, no, I should. No, it's not okay. I cannot go to sleep. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. So I went out. I literally swam towards there because my feet were completely submerged into water. So I rolled out the tent, and maybe 30 minutes later, the water went away.
Yeah.
Because it was not as strong of the impact, because on the side, it still hits my balcony on the side.
And
there's still some water coming.
Your tent would have been collecting it?
No, it goes away. It goes all the way away.
Go all the way over
but this side is exposed. This side is exposed. So it's a little bit still hitting on the side, but the impact is not as bad. So the water eventually went away, and I was like, thank God, can sleep now. So of course on Saturday I was supposed to go to work, but it was cancelled, and I was like, oh, so I can just like chill. My balcony is not swimming away anymore. I can just relax and sleep. And then I was trying to fall asleep and I couldn't, and my throat was so like dry, and I was like, oh, I need to drink some water. I wake up, I go to my kitchen, and I'm like, oh, it's wet. The floor is wet. I turn on the light, and my kitchen is a puddle, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the window that I have in my kitchen, which is not even a functional window. I don't know why I need it.
It's an interior window.
Yeah, it's facing
it's really weird.
Inside of the house, which smells bad, first of all. I can't turn on the fan because it smells bad.
I can hear other people using the kitchen sink or like just...
You can hear people from the other side.
From the other side, yeah.
So this window literally serves no purpose, but because I have... What do you call this fan on the kitchen?
A convection fan.
Yes, so this fan, of course the tube from it goes through the window, and I guess it's not insulated enough.
No.
So it was dripping. During the typhoon it was dripping, it wasn't.
I don't know how Hong Kong buildings, well, clearly they're not even inspected.
No.
Clearly not.
So that tube that goes through the window, not insulated enough. It started dripping. It's dripping on the window. It's dripping on my kitchen counter. It's dripping down to the counters, to the cupboards.
To your electric hob?
To my electric oven. It was all flooded. Then all the things behind, under, flooded. I had to take my things out. And then the whole floor was a puddle.
And there's only so many t-shirts and towels one has as a single person.
Yes, so I put a towel there. I think like, okay, you absorb. I went to sleep and you absorb, you work. Then I went to sleep and I still don't feel good.
Yeah.
So I wake up, I looked at the towel, soaked, and it was like, what, 20 minutes?
But that whole time I was messaging you like, yeah, my kitchen's flooded as well. Yeah.
Crazy. So that towel was soaked in 20 minutes only.
Yeah.
And it started forming a puddle again. So I had to squeeze it out, take another, dry this one, take another one.
Yeah.
So the whole night until maybe 6, I didn't sleep.
No,
I slept for like 10 minutes here and there because my anxiety was keeping me alive.
Well.
Because I was like, oh, I need to change. And I have so many old t-shirts that I'm usually wearing at home. So I started using them. My whole wardrobe was on that window and I was drying it and I was squeezing it and I was drying it and I was squeezing it until 6 a.m. Thank God
the most stressful night.
It was the most stressful night of my life because I was like, oh my God, my apartment is falling apart. Thank God I saved my balcony, but my kitchen now, which is inside my apartment, balcony, whatever, is outside.
Yeah.
My apartment is dripping and then...
You could have had an electrical fire. From the water,
anything. I unplugged everything because I was like, I'm too scared.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I was so busy with the kitchen the whole night. I went to my bathroom in the morning. The window was dripping too.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't that bad. Thank God, it was just a little bit, but still noticeable.
But it's like the...
because that window has a fan in it.
It's like the last straw by that point.
It was the last straw. I was just like, I don't care.
Wet here, wet there, now finally wet there. Like, I'm just living under the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really, 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 really tired. I was really exhausted. Thank God.
Saturday was just like a collective trauma day in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Everybody was reeling from the previous night.
Thank God I didn't need to go to work on Saturday. It was cancelled. But what was happening in Hong Kong is something that I've never experienced in my entire life. Even looking outside my balcony, I saw from the mountain there was a huge...
That video was, there's not a waterfall there.
No.
But there was a waterfall there.
Yeah.
And
it was powerful stream.
It was shocking to me because they had given warnings on the app about the new territories flooding where I live. Yeah. So we already kind of knew they was coming, even though they gave the warning very late.
Yeah.
And then it was like, the new territories is going to flood, and then...
Okay, bye.
You know what? You know how you said that, like, you went to yoga, you did all this, you didn't even have any sort of idea in your mind, like, I need to stock up, I need to get towels out. No, because they didn't say anything.
No.
I was on the bed, you know, and we were both talking. Oh, it's amber. Oh, it's red. Oh, shit, it's black. All within the span of an hour, basically.
Yeah.
And I said to my husband, I said, can you look out the window because I can hear the rain, it's really loud. And he was on the toilet. He was midway through his toilet business. You know how men spend a long time on the toilet. And he stood up on the toilet to look out the bathroom window, and he was like, oh shit, oh no! There was a river running through the village, basically, and everybody's cars were slowly starting to move. So, but you basically had tried to go to bed from like midnight-ish, right? Around midnight, he got dressed, went out, and he didn't come back until 6 a.m. because everybody in the village kept moving their cars to higher area and higher area and higher, drier land. And basically the whole village, well, all the men, I mean, maybe some of the wives, whatever, but mostly the men all were out in the village like, oh, what are we going to do about this? Oh, I'll help you move your car over here, and then like get some sandbags and stuff. And I was just in the house like frozen, like, shooks. Like, yeah, shook. Like, what am I going to do? The cats were like, what's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on? They knew something's going on.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden water starts filling in my kitchen. And I thought they were playing with, like, I had ants already. Yeah. I thought they were messing around with the ants or something. I'm like, oh, leave them alone. And then I realized there's a massive puddle of water under the kitchen cabinets.
Oh my God.
And then we were messaging. You were like, my entire house is flooding. There's water coming from so many different areas. Like, and I was like, I don't think I've got any. Oh wait, yeah, my kitchen is flooding. And it was just, I don't. It was 10 hours of black rain.
Yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah.
We went to sleep with black rain. We woke up with black rain. It wasn't until early afternoon the next day that the black rain had stopped, and all of Hong Kong was under the fucking sea.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Some areas were affected so badly.
So badly, and it was like we were. Everybody in Hong Kong was so sad that their social media and everything that they know, places where they travel every day, MTR stations where they go every day,
MTR stations were flooded.
and they were just destroyed.
It was horrible.
Now,
Because
but have you seen Wong Tai Sin now? It's like nothing happened. They did a really good job. You can't tell.
Yeah.
You really can't tell.
that's one thing about Hong Kong. They can bounce.
Yeah, they can
bounce.
They can. But at that time, I just remember feeling such a sadness. Like, oh, I feel so sorry for every person, every business, even all these places that we know that are just fucked.
Yeah. I messaged my colleagues on the chat and I was like, oh my God, my house is literally like dripping water everywhere. Their houses were not affected at all.
Do they live around Central? Because
they live in different places. Some of them live in Sha Tin.
Oh, really?
New territories. Nothing happened to them.
But Sha Tin, the river was...
No, nothing happened to them. So they had like relatively very chill night.
Yeah.
It's just me. I was frantically like squeezing. I was like, oh my God.
Why are we so unlucky?
I don't know, because they literally had a very good fucking night.
I would love to have slept that night.
But I was awake, delirious, and I was just checking, you know, all the apps to see the updates, and there were so many crazy videos. We can show some videos here, the magic of editing. You can see there was Wan Chai. I was surprised that Wan Chai was...
that was sad.
Under the sea? It was under the sea?
That was sad.
I was not expected to see that. The ground floors.
The ground floors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Up until like, I don't know,
and so many businesses, restaurants.
Wow. Crazy.
They might have bounced back by now, but it would have been a whole week of shut down and refurbish and a lot of money being spent.
And all the food in the restaurants? Gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Horrible.
I think that we are people who are quite easily affected by negativity that's happening around us, unfortunately. We're just so empathetic. Yeah. But really, like, we try not to be, but we can't help it. Just bad news and stuff, it ruins our days. Not that they were good in the first place anyway. And also we kind of live on social media, spend a lot of time on that, especially when you've got nothing to do. What else do you do? But everything we were refreshing was just video after video of horror. Like, you never expect you will live through this kind of disaster. I've never lived anywhere where there's been floods before.
No.
I'm lucky to live in a part of the UK that doesn't flood. Parts of the UK do flood, but I'm lucky to live somewhere that doesn't.
Same with me. My region doesn't really flood. My city doesn't really flood. Sometimes when, you know, the snow is melting, we have giant puddles, but it's not like, you know, the whole buildings are like filled up. And even I was looking out of my balcony again, there was this huge waterfall, and then I looked further and I was like, I think that car is under the water. It was up here. And I was like, what?
Well, when it was Mangkut, right? That 2018, I was living in Quarry Bay. And I was living about a 10-minute walk that way. And it was the same situation. The street, a lot of the cars parked on the street at that point because the car park was underground. So what they had done was they moved their cars onto the street because the street is building here, they thought fine and protected because not a lot of wind. But they weren't prepared for the rain because Mangkut also very heavy rain. And there was water up here and the cars were slowly moving by themselves down the street. And then I was thinking, you're probably experiencing the same thing in Quarry Bay now.
So I saw literally that street was flooded. And then the next day, around early afternoon, they came and drained it. And I was like, wow. Because I've literally never lived through a catastrophe like this before. Never.
Me neither.
So I feel like, okay, we were affected a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too bad
massively.
as other people, because some people literally lost their cars. Like those cars were flooded as hell.
Gone. Yeah.
There was like so many videos of people getting stuck, the tunnels, everything.
There was car crashes because people decided to drive out in it.
Yeah.
So many car crashes, and there was
tragic.
Well, there was a lot of memes as well, like quite funny memes. Like there was a guy.
What do you do? You just try to.
There was people going out swimming, canoeing in the street, and like a guy.
And that girl
stood on
that
his
got
boat.
saved.
Oh yeah, a girl.
She became a meme.
Yeah. She was saved by a bunch of firemen, and when they lifted her out of the, I think it was a Tesla. When they lifted her out of the window of the Tesla, her face was like,
so happy.
I'm pretty sure her husband was there as well.
Right?
And she was just like giggling, like,
girl,
oh my god.
Get yourself together.
Yeah, but also like, slay.
Yeah.
Your husband's right there, but also all these firemen, and you're like, She was so happy though.
She was.
But
really.
it was kind of hard to be happy and laugh at those memes because we were dealing with our own personal issues with the flooding that was causing problems in our own homes, and then also it's okay to laugh if you're not experiencing it, but then also how do you not have the empathy that you can just laugh and not be upset? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think I was also mentally drained from not sleeping the whole night.
Yeah.
But those memes, I was like, yeah, that's funny.
They're funny.
That's funny. But a few people that follow me, they message me on Instagram saying like, oh, that looks like this and that. Oh, but in our country, it's also raining a lot. And I was just like, okay, great, fuck off. I was so like not in the mood to reply to people. I'm like, I don't care about your country. Like, I didn't sleep the whole night. So I was a little bit a bitch to those people. But
I think it's
rightfully
justified.
so.
Yeah, I think it's
rightfully
justified.
so. Like, please, it's not funny. Don't make a joke out of the situation because it was biblical.
Some people were not taking it seriously too, because I feel like some people live here and maybe they've not been here that long. A lot of these expat meme Instagram pages. I don't know how long they've been here, but to be here for 5-6 years and then to see places that you know very well, like the back of your own hand, ruined. I know they've bounced back now, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But to see them ruined at that point, it's just sad. Like, you must have some problems if you're not upset about other people's businesses.
Right.
Or just an MTR station. Even when I saw Wong Tai Sin, I don't even like Wong Tai Sin as a place.
No.
Even when I saw the Wong Tai Sin MTR station is basically an underground swimming pool, I was upset.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that it's come to this. Like, I can't believe that the government didn't see this coming and didn't prepare for it.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It was just sad. I'm still like, now I think about it, I'm still shook by it.
I'm still shook because I was not expecting anything like that. We survived 2 typhoons number 10, which is supposed to be like, you know, the most destructive thing.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to this black rain.
No.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I hope we never will, but because of climate change and everything that's happening, we could see more and more flooding in Hong Kong. And I think I'm going to have to move house. I know I'm on the 2nd floor, but where to park the car?
No. It's crazy. And of course, rightfully so, people were really upset about the government not being prepared for everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the people who predict the weather focus, they said
the Hong Kong Observatory.
Yes, they said that it's really hard to predict the rain level.
Okay.
They said like, yeah, we can predict the typhoon, but we cannot predict the rain level.
You know what they can do though? Sorry, I'm really angry. I need to get out right now. Shenzhen released their fucking reservoir. That's the reason the new territory flooded so bad.
Yeah.
But it had a knock-on effect for the rest of Hong Kong. Like, obviously, if you have this massive water and you release it all in one go, it's not just going to affect the new territories, it's going to affect all of Hong Kong, because the water levels everywhere, the sea levels, the river levels, all of the levels had risen so highly. And then I know Shenzhen were flooding too, but why do you need, why is Hong Kong such a little bitch that they're like, yes, flood us, release your reservoir onto us.
Yep. It was
and the warning was a 5-minute warning.
Yeah.
And that I live in Taipo, which is very close to Shenzhen. Really, like, it takes 10 minutes to get to Shenzhen border. It was a 5-minute warning. Yep, Shenzhen is going to release the water from the reservoir. The day after, we had a 15-minute head up.
Yep.
So we had 10 minutes more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, like, what the fuck? I know the water needs to go somewhere.
But it's not fair.
And maybe here is the only place the water can go. Maybe it is. But could you at least give us an hour warning so all of us can move our cars?
Yeah.
And the government can quickly send trucks full of sandbags and everything like that. You know, it was still raining the week after, right? It was still raining every single day.
Yeah, and it was even like ember rain a couple of times.
But the flooding didn't really return to the same level. Well,
some places
like
got flooded again.
Taiwan is crazy.
Yeah.
Taiwan,
Kwun got flooded.
yeah, but not to the same level of severity.
Yeah.
But in our village, all of a sudden, the concrete department, I don't know what part of the government, but apparently the concrete department, they came with sandbags, and I'm like, it's a little too fucking late for that.
Cool.
At that point, the new territories weren't flooding. It was other places. Yeah. It was more Hong Kong Island, Kowloon area. What? And they came with a truck full of sandbags. I'm like, and there's still sandbags in my village. I'm like, what are you doing? You're about a week late. We already flooded.
Thank you very much.
What the hell?
Wow. Yeah. So I think the way they handled the situation was a bit cray-cray.
Yeah. It was bad.
It didn't work. So yeah, a lot of places flooded. It was dramatic. A lot of mountain roads got destroyed. Stanley got crazy. They were literally cut off from the rest of the world.
Shek O as well.
Yeah.
The people in Shek O had to take a ferry.
Yeah, because the road got broken, and from the mountain came the slide and everything. You know, landslides. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was a really scary week. We survived!
But also, I'm mentally tired of living in historical times.
I know.
Because every single year is something historical.
Yeah.
We started with like the big P word that ends with the T.
Yes.
Yeah.
The P word, and then the C word.
And then another P word, which is a pandemimimi.
That P word. Yeah. Well, I said C word instead. COVID.
Yeah.
But sometimes you say that and then you get demonetized.
Exactly.
So yeah, C word.
C word.
The P word. The P word. C word.
The political P word, and then the
F word, I guess, for the flood.
and then the flood came up. So yeah, wonderful times. I'm just a little bit tired. Yeah, it's very historical. You know, my home country is being like
the W word,
the W word,
the W word.
Yes, W-A-R.
The UK is having the cost of living crisis,
right?
The C word or whatever it is, cost of living, whatever. There's a crisis everywhere, and I know that everybody watching this will be like, yeah, my country's fucked too. But
I just this morning saw a meme.
Is it good news?
No, it's a meme that says like, nobody knew that apocalypse is going to be so long and painful. It's very long and painful. It's apocalypse.
Yeah.
We are living in the apocalypse. Tell me it's not. It is. Look at the state of the world.
I'm tired.
Oh, God.
It's so sad.
It is.
I hope the next month, this week, this coming. You know what? No. Okay. Let's try to end this with some things we're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to recording more podcasts because we had a break and we missed it, and this is good for us. I'm looking forward to spooky season. Just autumn in general, but I think all of autumn is spooky season.
Yes,
because it's an excuse to wear lots of black and be fucking creepy and pumpkin spice lattes. Yes, autumn is good in Hong Kong. The weather gets cooler, the vibes are good, the leaves start falling down from the trees, just like everywhere else.
Yeah.
But like in Hong Kong, the weather's still comfortable, so it's nice.
It's super hot.
Yeah, not now, but hopefully in the next few weeks. Hopefully, please. So that's something to look forward to. We're hopefully going to do more fun things in December. We already have tickets for one thing, but we could do more things.
I was crazily thinking about going back to my home country, which is Russia, to visit my family for Christmas. But I'm fucking scared.
Aren't they gonna come here? Maybe.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive. We are definitely want to go to Milan together because I bought. I bought tickets.
She's going to see Depeche Mode again.
Surprise, surprise! Surprise, surprise! So I definitely want to meet them there.
Yeah.
But it's like in April. It's a long way to go. So I was thinking about Christmas time going back to my home country, but I'm a little bit scared. You know, a girl is scared because also in Russia right now we don't have Visa or MasterCard. So if I want to bring money,
I need to
stuff my underwear with like money and everything.
Yeah.
So it's still not confirmed, but we are going to see the
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. But also I think that now any kind of event we see that is like affordable but also something that we are interested in, we're just like, let's do it, because we lived so many years of doing nothing.
Boring.
Yeah, of boringness. And also Hong Kong hasn't had things we've been interested in for a while.
No.
And now all of a sudden there seems to be, fucking Clock and Flap is coming in December, but there's barely anybody.
I checked the lineup and I'm an old grandma. I don't know anybody.
I like a few of them, but not enough to spend $1,000 to see them. No. Especially because like you need to stand there all day and see all these other bands that you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I'm just waiting to see like Georgie and Baby No Money, which is a silly name, but Baby No Money.
And then it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and on Saturdays I'm working, and Friday I'm working.
I don't know about Clock and Flap.
Yeah.
But there's also soon cinema outdoor cinema.
Oh yeah, I want to see.
We should
go because they've been open before, but we never get to do it, and now they're opening again.
Yeah. We should do that.
Some fun
stuff.
So
we do have positive things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And the next episode is us talking about not necessarily Hong Kong.
So we would like to talk about like cultural shock, a reverse shock, because I went to Europe, you went back to your home country, and things are different, and we forgot how different they are because we are coming from European background.
Yeah.
But we've been in Hong Kong thanks to the pandemic. We didn't leave Hong Kong for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
We didn't see the world.
Yeah.
And before that, I was traveling around Asia. So for me, seeing European country, I was like,
I also had the same.
Feels like home.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was lovely. It was wonderful. So a lot of things were eye-opening, and I was like, oh, things can be different in a good way.
We have very different experiences.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wearing my pink glasses, I think. I was very happy to be out of Hong Kong. Of course, I realized, what we have here in Hong Kong is also good and bad.
Yes.
But still, we will just discuss it in the next episode. And then I think we also plan to do like a love stories episode.
Yeah.
Spill some tea, some juicy gossip. Because the first episode about love stories that we
it went really well.
It went really well. People really liked it. We had a lot of feedback. So we want to make the second episode. And
do you know what I was thinking would be really good? I saw some, I'm not... Okay, it might not happen, but I saw. Well, I can't do it because there's really famous reels, really popular, not famous, really popular reels right now where people go on a date and they review it in the reel or the TikTok, but it goes on Instagram too.
Yeah,
I
but
think
how
that
do
would
you
be fun.
film the date?
After? No, you don't film the date. You just do the after like. That might be quite fun.
I'm not ready. I am emotionally damaged.
But someone's doing it, and I didn't realize she's dating herself. She's taking herself out in London. She's not from London, but she's taking herself out on date places and rating the date, and she's talking as if it was a date, but she's by herself. And she's like, so liberating to do all these things by yourself that couples would usually do. But I'm having a great time.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's also a good idea.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like I recently went to that cute bear hot pot place by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I had a great time. It was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, sometimes alone is better. So yeah. Take it as you want. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.